Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Stephanie. This is day 22 of VEDA video every day in April. And I'm going to revisit one of the over 2,000 books that I have read in the last 10 years. I'm going to do some fun pod deck questions for you so you can talk about it down in the comment section. And today I'm going to give you some recommendations for writers or journalists' books, romance books to read. As I said, this is the day 20 of VEDA video every day in April. And if you don't know what VEDA is a daily video where this year's format is allowing me to have more interaction with you to test my reading knowledge over the over 2,000 books that I have read, see if I can remember the author's name, what the book was about. I placed all 2,000 plus book titles in a randomizer and pick some. And I have done really good at not looking ahead to see what the book is or the title is going to be so that I can seem to be, interesting. But yeah, we're going to do those. Then we're going to do some viewer interaction sort of questions where I answer the question, then hopefully you guys will be in the comment section answering the question as well, and then I'll give you guys some book recommendations. So let's jump into the book that I am supposed to try and remember, and it is called One Step Closer. And I'm not even going to lie to you guys, I am having a hard time thinking about or jogging my memory of what this book is actually about or who the author is. So I'm going to take a guess and go with Catherine Ames, maybe. One Step Closer. I'm having a real hard time with this one. So let's just jump over to my Goodreads and find out what this book is. Okay, you guys, I am so surprised that I actually sort of got this name correct. It's Caitlin Ames, and wow. So pat on my back that I got the name sort of right. I didn't try and figure out what this was, but it's starting to look like it's a stepbrother, stepsister sort of romance. So it says they had each other until one forbidden night ruined everything. Stepsister, he hated the fucking word. When their parents got married, the only thing Caleb had in common with Ren was that they both hated their parents. When he was 16, Caleb discovered Ren's closely guarded secret and vowed to protect her from that day forward. She became the reason for every decision he made. It's still not jogging any memories. It looks like I gave it 4 stars when I read it. That looks like a really long synopsis. So we're not going to be looking at that, or I'm not going to be reading that to you guys. Let's roll on down. It looks like I read this back in 2016, which means it was prior to me doing Steam fans and star ratings within my reviews. So let's see. I said, at first, I didn't like all of the flashbacks in the stories. However, as the book progressed, it became clear that they were needed since this is a standalone book. I love the character building of Ren and Caleb, their life struggles, misunderstandings, angst, and love felt very real. The villains were nasty, and I yelled at them in my head numerous times. Overall, it was a beautiful, fun, sexy, loving story that could definitely be read in one sitting, especially since the majority of the book occurs over a few weeks. Flashbacks are the exception. This book was a great reminder of why I enjoyed Carolyn Ames' writing and storytelling. Provided this arc for a voluntary and honest review. The video, wow, I did a whole video review for this back in 2016, and it's available probably just through this link. So if you're interested in seeing that video review of that, feel free to jump over to my Goodreads and check out that video review of it. Wow. Okay. Interesting. So, would I reread that book? Probably. It says that it has a lot of angst in it and things like that. So, I would probably give it a chance since I am an angst driven book lover. I do love me some angst sometimes. So, I would definitely try and check that book out again. So, time for our pod deck questions. Pod deck question number 1 is, what Guinness World Record do you think you could break in the future? Oh, wow. I don't know. The fun answer would probably, let's see how long I can read for, but I'm pretty sure that's probably a long, long time. Like hours upon hours. I've done multiple like readathons where you do 24 hours or 48 hours and things like that. And with all of those, I end up going to sleep or falling asleep. So yeah, I don't think I could break a world record for that. And I know my limits on things, so I don't know that I would be able to break a world record. No, no. I mean, I don't mind wigs, so maybe, you know, trying on or changing a wig up, but I don't have unlimited funds. So I would need unlimited funds for that because I will try a different wig on and be in a different appearance whenever somebody wanted me to. Like, I would do it. I would do that. If I had unlimited funds and all the wigs were, paid for, what have you, I would try on a wig whenever somebody decided they wanted me to try one on. I'd be all for that. Pod deck question number 2 is, have you ever licked a battery? Yes, that was like a pastime. Them 9-volt batteries, I would, yes, I've licked a battery before. So simple. All righty, let's jump into some book recommendations for writers and journalists. Now, a good book friend of mine, Tamika, over at Tamika's library. She was a journalist for a little while, and I thought her opinions on journalists and writers was very, very interesting. And she actually was okay with one of the recommendations that I gave back in the day. She found flaws in it, but at the same time, she was like, okay, I could sort of see how that could happen. But for the most part, she doesn't read books that have writers and journalists in it. And I think that is like healthy because I'm the same way when it comes to law enforcement. But I'm off topic. And the first book that I'm telling you guys to go check out that I think had a fun representation of a writer / journalist in it is Honey Dipper by Loren. This is part of the Lunchtime Chronicles, and I thought this was a super fun novella. It's about a male author that writes under a female pseudonym, and a longtime fan of the female writer wants to get the new book that is coming out. However, the entire city is all sold out of them except for his bookstore, and she calls ahead to have a book put on hold, but when she gets there she finds out that the time limit for the hold is up and she is out of luck. Well, he's also in the store because it's his bookstore, and goes into the back and brings her a copy of it and finds her attractive. This is an interracial romance, and I was here for it. It is so steamy at their meet cute, and I was just like, yes, this book can be read under 2 hours, and I think it's something fun to check out, and definitely gives this fun aspect of an author in the book. The next book that I'm going to suggest that you check out is The Things We Leave Unfinished by Rebecca Yarros. Now, be ready to shed a few tears on this. Also to get a history lesson, because this story revolves around a granddaughter who is the granddaughter to a famous romance writer. It gave me so many like pop culture references without giving me pop culture references of like Nora Roberts and Nicholas Sparks and things like that. So the daughter of this famous writer, or granddaughter of this famous writer, has been given the task of finding and working with this male author that isn't necessarily known for romances, to finish writing her grandmother's unfinished novel. And through this story, you get a dual timeline where you are living through the grandmother's past of World War II and how she dealt with it, as well as this granddaughter trying to figure out how to finish the grandmother's story. And oh my goodness, there's some twists and turns in there that are going to rip your heart out. And the historical factors of it were absolutely amazing. Rebecca does an amazing job of bringing in factual information into this fictional story of two writers on two different timelines telling a story. And I absolutely loved it and think more people should read it. Alrighty, so I revisited one of the over 2,000 books that I have read, and pretty much would probably read it again, and answered two amazing fun questions. Have you ever licked a battery? And if there was a Guinness World Record that you could break, what would it be in the future? Let's discuss those two things down in the comment section. And then I gave you guys some book recommendations for writers / journalists. Mainly they're authors. Both of them are authors that I suggested. So go check those out. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Also, there is a feedback form down in the description box so you guys can help me improve my channel. My PayPal, my Patreon, and all my other social links are down in the description box so you guys can go check me out everywhere. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you in tomorrow's video.